That's interesting. I was watching a little video feed that a kid put out about guys in the NBA that had. I remember Jason Williams. They didn't have Gerard Mustaf and Lavani Wooten on there, which is interesting. But yeah, so he didn't have Gerard Mustaf and Lavani Wooten. And I had Mike Niles on there. And I remember Mike Niles from Fullerton that year in the tournament. And he had killed a woman he was living with because he was a drug addict. And he probably needed the money to survive his drug dealer. And the drug dealer might have been the Jackson fellow that he committed the crime with. Who knows? So, and he found out about the insurance policy on the woman and talked Niles into doing it because he owed him money and threatened to kill him, and that's why Jackson got the death penalty and Niles didn't. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, when you sit and look at it, when you look at the corrupt system that we're still living in, yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it kind of like connects the dots. And then the Comanche kid from U of A. And so you're like watching that and going, that's pretty horrible. Stewart fails to save the universe. Guys, the things that I'm aware of that they're capable of doing, like wormholes and vehicles from Parsons Aeronautics that could leave the atmosphere and go back up, like they have now with Blue Origin and some of the other things that they're doing, with Katy Perry and Oprah's friend. It's like, okay, you went up into out of the atmosphere and came back out of the atmosphere. Was it necessary? Or is it for economics and then curiosity? Okay. I'm real curious at what it's like to be at the top of Mount Everest. Were you born there? Were you conceived there? And why are you curious? What about the bottom of the ocean? Why are you curious? You're born there? Music going through the core, Jar Jar. So when you have these people that have bad brain activity through human invention of fantasy to try to replace reality with fantasy, you get a lot of guess who, And you're like, what's going on? Mr. and Mrs. Loving. It's like they broke the law getting married in South Carolina. I wasn't going to watch it. I don't watch Roku or Xzuma or whatever, stuff like that. The only two that don't give me, Tubi doesn't give me any problems at all. And there's a lot of stuff that I can go back and watch when I was a kid on Tubi. So Tubi's pretty tolerable, and Pluto occasionally. But the rest of them have you have to get a subscription, and they screw with your stuff and they fuck up your thing. So the only ones I watch are Free Play, YouTube, Tubi, and occasionally Pluto. Pluto, Mickey Mouse's dog. Yeah, they're the only ones that I would really recommend watching. I don't know if I have a Long digital network that doesn't come up on Dad's, but is on mine, and I'm not gonna fuck with it because I can watch almost all the Western New Mexico and Eastern New Mexico football games on it, which is pretty cool to me, and basketball. So I enjoyed last year was fun. I watched. I didn't the Aggies. No, I don't get to watch because they have new NIL packages that require pay-per-view. So fuck it, I don't watch the Aggies anymore. But I do watch the Mustangs and the Greyhounds, which is okay by me because even though I probably wouldn't want to live in Portales as much, Amy looked at almost getting a job there at to be the circulation director, but it didn't come through. And then of course Silver City, and I like Silver City. No, the Rocky Mountain one is mostly pay-per-view, like New Mexico State. So I don't watch. The only time I watch Highlands is when they play the Lone Star Conference stuff. So I watch the Lone Star Conference stuff because it's available, and it's been fun. It was fun. I enjoyed the game. The teams were fun, yeah, and I liked them. I wonder if Coach is still at. Wonder if they've got an update on the rosters on Eastern for the basketball or not yet. I don't know. And Coach is still there. Yeah. Because they're going to lose Mr. Bird and Jose and Jackson. Yeah, and they're going to get Mo Austin back. Hollins and yeah, he's going to have to reload. He's losing Jose Murillo. He does have the big German kid, and who's good. And he's got, who else does he got coming back? I'll have to remember. I don't know what's going to be happening with Western. They said Tanner Poschel got an academic award thing, but he was a graduate student. It says he's a junior. It's weird because it says junior. They say senior. I'm not sure. You know, if Andre's going to be back, and Isaiah might get a NIL deal that's more lucrative at a bigger school, but he did get hurt again, which is kind of a drag. Yeah, so it's like the second or third time during his career that he's hurt his foot. People stepping under you and pushing you down. Yeah, it happens. They get aggressive. They'll hurt you. Yeah, money sucks. Yeah, people fighting over money sucks. And people getting killed over money sucks. You know, that's human invention being used to manipulate people with their own invention. Right here. And far beyond this cold illusion, we may know eternity. There's a door, but no, the door in your forehead, guys, that's your imagination. I have to explain that to Amy a lot of times. No, that didn't happen. No. Just because, you know, you have a colorful imagination, and it may be enhanced by surveillance equipment through sexual trespass on people that, you know, you've been affected in their life and they've been affected by your life through scientific manipulation, Amy. Yeah. So, you know. I look forward to the future where her and her beautiful daughter, and then not affecting the kids psychologically, because what you do to one of us affects us all psychologically. So when one person is accused of selling a Rolex and then choked in the backseat of a car with a cord for computer hookups and stuff like that, and buried in a ditch with rocks, it affects us all, right? When a woman who's a prison guard, which is a horrible occupation to not live the Lord's Prayer, is shot in the face over $100,000 insurance policy because of drug addiction happens, that affects us all, right? That's why you guys are still putting in data centers instead of using your cell phones to promote the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer globally, right? So, you know, the whole Stewart fails to save the universe, well, that makes sense. Chuck Lorre and Bill Parody, they have no business being business partners with people that have contracts signed on paper that say it's a law to be able to put equipment in your house and study you because you have a big effect on the globe and the way people think. And it's like, yeah, I do understand I have a big effect on the way people think globally. I get that. But for some reason, I got ran over in the parking lot of a Best Buy during the Obama administration right after his second inauguration, and I haven't been able to get out of that since. And look at that. Isn't that amazing? Lightning with houses that are, you know, old but they sure are colorful. Yeah, like Juarez and stuff. Yep. You know, instead of doing things like that, you know, we need to share caregiving accordance to need built to last, and not share memories in places where it looks like, wow, you know, that's just one natural disaster through global warming, through irrational, competitive, genocidal economics, away from being a horrible memory for us all to feel like the cord in the back of the car for the Comanche kid and the girl with the tattoo on her, you know. I don't put tattoos on my body. No. Why? I got enough pain with the melanoma stuff in my shins, the cancer cells reproducing in the colon and in the prostate and in the testicle because of chemical poisoning through compounded on injuries by scientific presence in my house that doesn't deserve to be there and needs to get out immediately. LY. Ooh, that's pretty, isn't it? That's planet Earth. Yeah. Fucking crazy ass knuckleheads. Guys are such assholes. I don't think most people that try to make lots of money by using technological equipment to make over-exaggerate their self-importance I don't know why Nora Jones clue what the fuck they're doing and why they're getting screwed by Seth MacFarlane as a stuffed bear with a carrot. I have no... Patrick Stewart, could you explain why you're fighting over vegan tacos with a cricket wicket with a baseball bat with Luke Skywalker? No? Anybody want to preside over a wedding between a homosexual and a neuroscientist who's not using her real name. Earl, you're funny. Yeah. Yeah. Why Moana is the ultimate symbol of Disney's creative downfall. Okay, guys. Creativity is a word bastardized by human beings here. The Tizzard Till. Okay, do you understand? Do you understand? No? Okay. Guys, you cannot be creative. Okay, creation is your body. And if you're cloning, you're merely manipulating creation with this. Far beyond this cold illusion, we may know eternity. Right. Do you think Jane Johnson knows who I am? Nice hair. I don't think that's his hair. I think that's like a wig thing or something like that. See the woman in the background? Yeah. That's what happens when we get older and we don't look like the young girl. We get older, we get kind of lines in the mirror, lines in our face. She was too tired to fight about it. Life in the fast lane, surely bound to lose your mind. Remember the Eagles, Hotel California? That was not my favorite song of theirs at all. No. Favorite song. I like the whole greatest hits album, the first one. I like One of These Nights. I like Peaceful Easy Feeling. That reminds me of Patrick's mom. When Things Were Good. What was that? About 3 hours of our relationship. I'm not exaggerating. I love Stephanie. Stephanie, I used to call her Hurricane Stephanie and explain that to Amy. It's like, no, she comes in, she goes out, you batten down the hatches, she comes, she goes, and she's kind of a lot like my sister Patrice, yeah, Hurricane Patrice. Yeah, it's like, here she comes. Okay, here she comes again. And you're just like, that's why I swear, Punchy, he's a saint. No. And the homosexual woman that stayed with Steffi more than a year or two, or a saint? I don't know. I can't tell you. Because Char was an ass. And Deb was an ass. And Diane was an ass. And the other lady was an ass. Yeah. And what was her name? They were asses. All the women she ended up in relationships with. Diane, the one whose dad didn't like her because she was gay and was shitty to me and accused me of being like her dad. And me and Amy are like, we're nothing like your creepy fucking homophobic dad. Why are you taking it out on us? Even Amy could see it. She was sitting there like, Amy did that. Amy did that a lot of times. She's not as dumb as people in NASA paint her out to be. Okay. She just plays dumb to go along with the ride, to try to have fun and enjoy lay back and enjoy the rape. That's Amy Suzanne Fabre. She's just a little half German, a German girl being raped by an angry black guy at a Mississippi job court because you all fuckers won't stand up for the Lord's Prayer to save your own lives from yourself. And it fucking sucks. No, she's a really strong, decent person. And when she checks out, there's my first wife and my second wife. Okay. And Steffi is fight your way into the gang. Be beat into the gang. Okay. The gauntlet. Okay. And Amy is the slut that Dupavilla doesn't talk to because she won't be gauntleted in or beaten. She'll fuck her way into, then she's that bitch, that slut. You can't trust her. She'll fuck anybody. It's like, yeah, I get her. And then they refer to her, Mr. Carey and all that, as a breeder. And they're dangerous because they just keep breeding and trying to, she stays alive through trying to keep her kids alive and have kids. Whoever's, Sarah allegiance to the flag, whatever flag they offer. And that's Amy Sue. Let's just have some drop biscuits and some pigs in a blanket and have sex and have a baby and hope that this baby's the one that makes it through and that can be the hot girl that has sex with a rich guy and pay all our bills through her. Whoa. That's just, she always got on Amy and Natalie about that. You could Dorothy Dandridge or Otto Preminger for all of us was Amy's thing with Natalie, And she was proud of her when she got her little thing and married a guy that's not a multimillionaire. Because he's a nice kid and he's cute, And so, Amy's total sweetheart. She's an Aries and the goddess of war. I get that. But her goddess of war is, okay, let's have drop biscuits, talk shit about the bitch, have sex, have another baby, and hope this baby's the one that can pay all our bills and be the Marilyn Monroe of the family. Amy's not a bad person at all. She was manipulated by monsters and she feels like one, sexually grooming, getting your kids used to being, better than Bobby Knight and lay back and enjoy the rape and stuff like that. And Steffi came from, fight your way into the group and run the gauntlet. And if that man doesn't, if you give you the kid that will kill everybody, Amy's like Steffi's like Shaka Zulu's mom and shit. You have like 3 days of, well, that was nice. And then the rest was like, what do you want to do today? Go across the Great Divide and hope I survive the Donner Party just to get away from you. Okay. If you don't ever see her again, you're gonna have 3 minutes of, oh, those are the good old days, and now I hate you. And yeah, and Stephanie used to sit there and tell me that too. I've had a good life because I'm a good person, and you've had this terrible life because you're such a selfish and bad person. And you're like, okay, what house were you living in? Okay. When did I try to gouge your eyes out? When did I threaten to kill you every time you went to bed? When did I sit over you with a kitchen knife, contemplating it, throwing it through your ribs? Okay. When did I try to bite your tit off or rip your vagina off? When? Okay. Seriously? Okay. Wow. Okay. So you can only understand why Patrick has such a hard time emotionally trying to get through life and survive being the science project that his mom and dad still are. Yeah, and it's pretty hard. You have the saint who protects all the single moms from all the drug dealers in Phoenix from the projects because his mom is lying to the state to be the top sex partner of all the aggressive top lesbians at the bar. Yeah, and you guys had the audacity to judge say, oh, he treats you like shit. Yeah, and so do you, and so do your taxpayer dollars and your data centers and your satellites and your Georgia satellites and your REM and your, hey, kids, rock and roll. Nobody tells you where to go, baby. All I see around is smiling faces, happy faces, fucking faces, shoving dicks into faces, asking for more money to shove a dick into the face, come and probably get it in somebody's eye, but what a big disgrace. And that's all you fuckers are. You're horrible human beings. There's no intimacy, there's no romance, there's no kindness, there's no empathy, there's no respect, there's no caring. You're as cold and disgusting and vile as the people that you elect for public office, to pass laws, to have Ginsburg monologue on me and talk shit to me on her fucking deathbed, and you all think that she was somebody great and somebody worth having a virtual presence in your bedroom and your bathroom to keep you safe with money and technology. And she was a horrible human being, and she always will be. You can't go back in time and make Ruth Gator Ginsburg into Earl Parsons' sister. Okay, Pancha is a way better person than Ruth Gator Ginsburg ever thought about being a day in her life. Pancha tried to be a good Christian, raise her kids organically, have them eat healthy foods, have them not go to parties, not go to bars, not go to titty bars, not sexually objectify women, not abuse women, enjoy their sex life, even though they go to church with a bunch of creepy church ladies who think they ought to be the NASA channel in your bedroom telling you who to have sex with, who to be sexually attracted to, how to enjoy sex, how to appreciate sex, how to try to have a romantic life out of a petri dish and a scientist with a neuroscientist, and every fucking crabby of your fucking wired for sound stupid dish direct TV fucking satellite house. God, you guys are such fucking assholes. EA lied. EA didn't lie. EA is just trying to do business, to be an asshole, to be one of the top businesses, to survive all the businesses that are going to survive the last businesses that survived yesterday. Is that Mike Niles? Is that the Comanche kid? Is that Bison Dele? Brian Williams, Tony Williams' kid, Brian? No, they're both dead. And the girl that went with them. Yeah. I saw the harbor lights How could I help if tears were starting? Goodbye to tender nights beside the silvery sea. I long to hold you near and kiss you just once more. But you're in Indianapolis and you're not the little kid in the crib next to my bed in Bonnie Doon anymore. Watching these kids, yeah, this whole thing with the jump jive, Cab Calloway, and these reactions and these kids' reactions. It's like, yeah, these are really good acrobats with a bunch of kids that have tattoos all over their bodies and have ego problems because some of them think they're too cute for words and but not good enough athletes to be asking you for name, image, and likeness and into fucking Tintero movies. And Quentin Tintero is an emotionally damaged person, but that kind of emotional damage affects everybody when you're more interested in watching the Seven Samurai and jump jive and like the Gators do, and instead of standing up for the true faith of a Messiah. Forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal faithful peace. Wow. Privacy, intimacy, romance, kindness, caring, empathy, respect. Yeah, don't be a drug dealer beating your girlfriend in an apartment in Phoenix or I'll throw you out the fucking balcony, motherfucker. I don't care how hot and sexy you think your basketball, football playing ass that didn't make it to the NBA because you didn't have the right break. I'll break something, you go hitting that woman again. She's a total bitch, just walk away. Trust me, my wives were way worse than anything you ever had to go through because of all the jealous peckerwoods that give us fucking Steven Seagal being in the worst parts of Doñana County to clean up Doñana County and all their bad criminals. But he was too fucking scared to come 0.6 miles north of San Ysidro and look me in the face because he was like, I don't want to pose a threat anyway to this guy to abuse him and mock him because he just might show me the measure of man. And I would wish I was Will Sasso squinting and pretending I invented widescreen. Yeah, me too. Will Sasso's funny. Yeah, he's funny. Amy and me liked him. He was funny. Will Sasso and Michael McDonald. Not, she came from somewhere back in long ago. Sentimental fools don't see trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created. Kim Fields, huh? She a grandma? Yeah. I'm not. I don't think I'm a grandparent. Last I heard, no. I don't think I'm a grandpa. I don't know if I ever will be. I think Patrick's my only one after injury. After Steffi tried to crush one of my testicles with, Ruth Gator Ginsburg's business partners and Scalia's business partners laughing the whole time. And they're wondering, why didn't he just beat the hell out of that woman? Because she was being abused by perverts like you, past, present, future, operate at the same time. And who's the brave protecting man from all abusive piles of shit? So children don't grow up to be like you. Me. The fuck for the buck with the technology for the fucking buck stops here, motherfucker. I got your goddamn Teddy Roosevelt on Post Opera right fucking here, bitch. You need better glasses, right? Okay, I'm not Robin Williams pretending to be a wax museum dummy. Right? I love Robin Williams. He couldn't stop all this shit. He's not the Messiah. I am, you illegit piles of shit that need to quit. Right? Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, boom, ba-dum. Ba-na-na-na-na-nut. Crazy ass motherfuckers. That's pretty. That's planet Earth too. Those are aspens. Yeah. They have those on Baldy up in Santa Fe. It's pretty. Yeah. I already understand because past, present, future operate at the same time. I understand how much more beautiful Baldy's gonna be when Rodeo Drive and Salvador Dali is off the plaza and never comes back. When Kabbalah and Crystal Blue Persuasion get the fuck out of Sedona and the fuck out of Taos and never come back. They jump so high, 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 they reach the sky, 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 and they never came back till the 4th of July, lie. Miss Mary Mac, don't get all uppity and full of shit about a fucking community of economics. And say, why is it always black women? A Fannie Mae Hamer. Fannie Mae Hamer didn't do nothing but go to Capitol Hill to try to make money off of dysfunction and got fucked by the dysfunction with money. And ain't ever got up and said nothing worth nothing to get up and say, hey, I think Jesus Christ was right about that Lord's Prayer, just like they say about real Islam. Right? Really? People can't have a coherent conversation in the 1960s, 70s, or 50s. Everything's got to be a fucking Cliff Robertson and fucking Faye Dunaway and Robert Redford movie to you dipshits. Seriously? Al Sharpton? Al Sharpton has his head so far up his own ass, he doesn't know where his mouth starts and his ass begins. Gloria Allred? Rat Race? You better get to that locker in Silver City, motherfucker. Is that a Greyhound bus full of transgender Lucille Balls and shit going to Las Vegas? Viva? Fuck you. Okay. Seriously. We didn't have coherent conversations and couldn't have coherent conversations till you came up with the cell phone and the spy satellite and the U-2 and the SR-71. Serious fuckingly? We need the Hubble telescope to pull our head out of our ass to accept infinite glory over your imagination and your Nobel Prize and your $1 million check and your crypto card in your wallet telling you that you're fortunately brave enough to favor yourself. Fuck you. Okay, seriously. Serious fuckingly. Okay. Just because you hear a bunch of brain-damaged, incoherent, accepting their own invention over the truth of creation talk on old videos that people still trend to say, hey, these fuckers were batshit crazy. He was an accountant. He had to equate people's lives into existence or non-existence. Accountants that work with people that work on Wall Street, okay, sit down and do numbers to mass murder people over numbers. That's particularly fucking disturbing when economics goes global with mass murdering armies with devices that do spyware technology to give you Charlie Chan and Mr. Moto movies as entertainment. You go strolling through the crowd like Peter Lorre. You go running through the crowd like a silk dress, running like a watercolor in the rain. Right? Every time again your time drifts into time passages. Okay? There's really cars on there. All the lights that you see and stuff like that are the movement of cars that the photo lens is making it look like it's just a stream of lights. That ain't them Bridges real lights. It's a bunch of cars moving up and down across it. It's an optical illusion, asshole. When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines over the bay. Well, I want to be there in my city. Fuck your motherfucking city. Okay? It's just a giant death trap that turns people into a roach motel for egomaniacs. That's all you're looking at. That's a picture. That's Vincent van Gogh with a camera. Starry, starry night. Paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day. That's a golf course. You're made to believe it's the Gobi Desert. That's also near San Francisco. You're being funny. I know. Girl. Want to go golfing? Gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. What's that? That's that's Spartans trying to put the manhood into each other before they go mass murder each other to try to replace the entire known region with their seed over their neighbor's seed because they can't love thy neighbor as thyself, you know, fucking jerks. And all these stupid videos. When Rodeo Cowboy challenged Mike Tyson, it's like, guys, half this shit never, no. Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, and Steven Seagal were never on the Johnny Carson show at the same time. These are people inventing spectacular, stupid situations to draw your attention in, to sell you merchandise held hostage with your time in your brain right here in the Tizard Till, okay? Holy Sugmod, Barack Bashad, Batman. Hi, I'm Paul Twitchell. I'm going to invent my own religion. Well, if the Pope can do it, why not me? I want to be a multimillionaire. You'll never reach the same amount of money in that fake ass bank outside of Vatican City. Right. And probably never end up on 60 Minutes, but who actually gave a shit? As long as I got enough money to buy a Rolex, and if somebody steals it, I'll choke them in the back of a car with a electrical cord, with a digital cord, right? That's horrible. It is horrible. And everybody that enjoys U of A basketball has to feel that, right? With Bison Daly and his brother dying, and their dad, Tony Williams, dying before it happened, so he didn't have to feel it physically in his tizzard till, right? Goodbye to tender nights, heavenly shades of night are falling, it's twilight time. Out of the mist your voice is calling. Because he could go to clubs and sing that nice, women got pregnant, and one of the kids ended up playing basketball for Lute Olson. Did anybody have Bobby Olson's pies? They were supposed to be really good. Yeah, my mom could make really good pies too. Yeah, lots of moms can make really good pies. Yeah, but they're still not Marie Callender's or Village Inn. Seriously? Seriously? Like the Gators do? Jump jiving? These reaction videos? This is just to draw attention to people to try to make money to go have sex with girls and possibly buy a Rolex. Well, what have you got better to do? The Lord's Prayer is a joke, and nobody trusts the Messiah or recognizes him or cares what he's done with his life and how he's helped make the world a better place for you and me, and we'll be free. Anybody here seen my old friend Ralph Earl Parsons Jr.? Oh, could you tell me where he's gone? I think I saw him on YouTube to an audience of Abraham, Martin, and John. 3 views, right? You're funny. God dang. I would ask Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk what it's like being a complete fucking asshole, but I had a conversation in my imagination with Ruth Gator Bensberg on her deathbed, and I don't want to know. I don't want to talk to. Go talk to her. She's a genius. She's going to solve all the world's problems by inventing laws for genocide operations, for banking organizations to have plastic cards and wallets with numbers that are more valuable than your life. Yeah, she's a chip off of the old Abraham and Sarah wagon there. Okay, guys, Ruth Gator Ginsburg is nothing like Abraham and Sarah. Nothing like Daniel and David and Ruth and Esther. She may be named Ruth, but she was nothing like Ruth. Okay, physical appearance? No, I'm sure if you looked at Ruth Gator Ginsburg and saw that twisted little Gollum face, and if you had met Ruth, you would instantly fall in love with and say, that woman's so gorgeous, and boy, she could sing. Hallelujah. She reminds me of a Emmylou Harris song, right? Ruth Gator Ginsburg? Gollum, Gollum, Gollum. She's seen way too much that she never should have seen because Georgia satellites don't give you no lines to conveyance to yourself, and she's a mad world. All I see around is fucked up faces, murdering faces, conniving faces, inventing their own laws and calling it creation and being creative, going and building an amusement park and killing all the bugs so you can sell lots of food and it'll still be the happiest place on earth. And afterwards go get a colonoscopy with a box delivered to your front door that might be stolen by your neighbor and sold to the person down the road for a cheaper price, but it's all clear and free because there's no overhead, you see, or no delivery fees. Just me, my car, and selling stolen merchandise to people on my cell phone. And then go to Drake's toilet and have it sing Tupac to you after you take a number 2 right on top of it. $10,000 for a fucking toilet. That's just insane. You guys are morons. Yeah. $10,000 is time to a moron who thinks time is money and gives their life away to hard work over selling a $10,000 singing toilet. That's insane. You think the Jetsons and the Flintstones would have been able to figure this out with the Great Gazoo's help? Okay, guys, I love you, all right? Peace out.